So it's like Christmas morning for the gardener here. Today, I'm going to be taking you on an annual adventure with a plant shipment that I just got from Proven Winners. I want to share with you some of the repeat annual flowers that I love to grow in my borders and containers. They perform really well here. I love the blooms. They're easy to grow, easy to care for. I've detailed them in my book before, and I want to talk a little bit more about them today because I grow them on repeat. So you ready to get your bloom on? Let's go. Now, one of the things that I want to mention about all these annuals is they come in these compostable pots. So very sustainable, and it will eventually break down. And so it saves it from going into a landfill. Because I always like to try and reuse the pots that my plants come in, whether I use them for houseplants or I use them to, I just use them for random stuff, scooping soil, whatever my needs are in the moment. I really love these because I don't have to worry about them ending up in a landfill. They just go in my compost pile and eventually break down over time. And it also couldn't be easier to get your plant out of these pots because you just squeeze the little sides and you kind of flip it over and the plant will pop right out. Super simple. Now, I've chatted about a lot of these plants in my book, The Bricks and Blooms Guide to a Beautiful and Easy Care Flower Garden. If you haven't had an opportunity to grab your copy yet, I'm going to tag it here. This is a great guide that not only gives you the basics of how to grow flowers so that you can grow them in a really easy, low maintenance way, but it also introduces you to some design ideas like deer-resistant gardens, hummingbird designs, butterfly gardening, and like so much more. I've been asked many times, I live in zone 7, or I live in zone 5, or I live in zone 9. Will this apply to me? Yes, because a lot of the design principles and basic plant care are things that you will learn and use over and over again. I did include many plants in this book that are that you're able to grow in several growing zones, so a lot of it would apply to you as well. And I even detail how to grow a cut flower garden, which is really one of my favorite things to do, and it's all in this book. So if you haven't snagged your copy yet, I'm gonna tag it here for you, and let me know what you think. First up is one that I grew last year for the first time. I'd actually had no experience growing this particular annual before, but I loved it. I love the performance, and it is deer resistant. This one is called Biden's Goldilocks Rocks, and it gets these really pretty yellow flowers. It grows about 8 to 14 inches tall and wide. Really pretty annual plant. Like I said, the deer never touched it. I had it out in my formal garden last year, and I wanted to do a test. I went to the most resistant, deer-resistant plants on Rutgers' list of deer-resistant plants, and I wanted to test out the ones that are rarely touched to see if, they won't in fact be touched. And this one was a winner. I never sprayed it once with repellent. It's out in the open. We get herds of deer. I'm planting it again because I don't have to do anything with it aside from putting it in the ground, giving it a little fertilizer, and just letting it do its thing. Another annual that I love to grow is Cleome, and last year I tried growing Senorita Blanca, also in my deer-resistant garden out in around the rope statue in the formal garden, along with Biden's, and this one also performed really well. I had no issues with deer at all. I never sprayed it once. Grew really tall and beautiful. It's about 24 to 48 inches tall. I would say this annual came into its own probably like mid-August and just really took over and looked stunningly beautiful in that garden. Really beautiful white flowers, and like I said, never sprayed it once. Deer didn't touch it at all. Bloomed profusely right up until the last frost, and I am planting it again. Another one of my favorite annuals that I've been growing for years is Diamond Frost Euphorbia. It's gorgeous. It makes a great filler plant for containers. I've also planted it in my beds before, and it just kind of gives this airy, almost like a baby's breath like look in your garden. So pretty, one of my favorites to incorporate, and if you're not growing it, give it a whirl. I did get several different varieties of petunias, but one of my favorites is Superunia Vista Bubblegum. It is self-cleaning, Really great, beautiful blooming plant, pretty pink flowers, goes all season long, looks great, can really take over an area if you treat it right, and really it's just so pretty. Look at those pretty pink flowers. I have grown them in containers before, but I have to say I love them more in the ground, and I'm going to be planting these along the border, the welcome garden at Flora Lane, and this garden behind me back here. Pretty excited about that. I don't know, I might change my plan up a little bit as I start laying things out, but one of my faves. If you haven't, this one is Double Delight Apple Blossom Begonia. So gorgeous. I did it in a mixed container the first time I grew it, and it just was like the star of the show. So last year when I planted it again, I actually used an elephant ear as my thriller, and then this was both my filler and spiller, and the container was gorgeous. I mean, look at that foliage. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the blooms. So pretty. So of course, planting it again. Another beautiful petunia variety that I'm growing is Superunia Hoopla Vivid Orchid. I mean, need I say more? I actually tested this one out a few years ago. I had like one, I think like maybe 2 plants. And so this year I decided to create a larger planting area with it just to get a little more of a visual. And I think it's gonna look really beautiful in the beds. I'm not exactly sure where I'm putting this, which border it's going in, but I don't know, it might go in Flora Lane. I love the beautiful purple with the little white edges, really beautiful, makes a statement in your garden. I would definitely plant it in a large grouping so you really get the impact of the flowers. Another pretty petunia that I'm growing is Superunia Saffron Finch. All the Superunias are self-cleaning, so these are really easy to grow and care for, so you don't have to spend all summer deadheading your flowers. And since I love to do a pretty border with them, that makes life way easier for me. But I fell in love with this pretty yellow, even though I'm focusing quite a bit on pinks and purples and those soft, like really pretty romantic colors. Every now and again, I do like to pop a little bit of color into the border, and that is where Saffron Finch comes into play. Another annual that I'm growing again in my garden this year is Superunia Mini Vista Indigo. It gets these really pretty little purple flowers and it trails. I've grown it in my containers for the last few years, love it, and grown it again. Change things up with a different annual. Superunia Sparkling Rose. Look at the different colors in that flower. So pretty. I grew it last year in one of my containers and I love the result. It filled, it spilled, and it looked amazing all season long, so planting it again. Another Superunia that I fell in love with is Tiara Blue. Have you grown it yet? Look at how beautiful those flowers are. Last year I planted a really good grouping of them and they looked so beautiful, so planting them in the borders as well as a few containers. I can't wait to see how it looks. So whenever I'm planting containers, I always use the thriller, filler, spiller method of planting flowers. So one of my favorite spiller plants is Snowstorm Giant Snowflake. Look at those pretty white flowers. It performs so well all season long, and I love to underplant them with like caladiums, elephant ears, geraniums, you name it. It just goes well with so many different types of flowers. I do wind up pruning it back a bit in the summer, as I do with a lot of the other trailing annuals, but really great plant, one of my favorites. If you haven't grown it before, give it a whirl. Another really beautiful annual that I love to grow is Lantana. This one is Luscious Royale Cosmo. Isn't that so pretty? It's got like little variegations of pink and yellow. It's really beautiful in the garden, and it really ties together those little pops of yellow that I like to add. It spreads, it grows, and it looks really pretty planted with my Superunias. This plant is also deer resistant, and I was going to plant these out in the formal garden with my deer resistant plants, but I don't know, I actually might change things up and put them in the welcome garden. Another repeat annual that I'm growing here is Angel Face, perfectly pink Angelonia. It's unfortunate this isn't blooming right now just yet, but it will, and it will perform. I've been growing it for a few years now and love it. I'm gonna actually pop a picture on the screen. So I planted this last year as a test in my deer resistant garden out in the formal garden area, and the deer definitely snacked a little bit on it. Like they tasted it and they left it alone. So in my book, it's deer resistant. I don't have to spend all summer treating it with deer repellent. So that's a win. Beautiful pink flowers. I highly recommend if you haven't grown it yet, you're gonna love it. I'm also growing Gampirina Truffula Pink again. I loved how this performed 2 years ago in my gardens. It looked so gorgeous, and as a result, I started growing other varieties of Gampirina from seed because, I mean, the flowers are beautiful in the garden, they look great in a bouquet, and they also look great when dried. Last year I planted these, and I have to admit the rabbits really went to town on them. So I was spraying these with a repellent to kind of get the rabbits to leave them alone. That did help, but it was a little bit of a problem last year. So I wanted to try it again, and luckily I have my family of foxes, so they're policing the gardens, and I haven't really seen many signs of rabbit damage to my plants, luckily so far. So hopefully the fox will keep doing her thing. But anyway, I'm hoping that my Gampirina will not be touched this year by them because it truly is beautiful. I planted it in a planter. It looked great with sweet alyssum, planted around it, and but these are going in the beds in the welcome garden, and I can't wait to see them bloom. So last year, Proven Winners sent me a plant to try out. It's called Kaffia. I've never grown it before, and I loved how it performed in the pool garden last year, so I'm planting it again. I'm growing Totally Tempted Frosted Violets, and what's the other one I have here? And the other one I'm growing is Totally Tempted Vivid Violet. Really beautiful. I'll pop some photos on the screen so you can see what they look like in bloom. They looked really good in the gardens, and I recently planted up the border in there with pufferfish hydrangeas, a bunch of heucheras, and a lot of other perennial plants that are just gonna look great, I think, this summer. So I'm really excited about these. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to try them out last year because I wanted to grow them again. And that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me in the gardens today. I hope you enjoyed the introduction to the plants that I enjoy growing. These are plants that I've been growing for a few years now. Some were new to me in the last year or so, and I've opted to grow them again because they perform so well, look so pretty, and I love them. So anyway, with that, I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy a beautiful day.